we know what we need to do. We've got to be more accountable, we've got to be more disciplined, and that falls on my shoulders to enact that, to put that in gear when we get back beginning in January. And so the environment that we'll all be in will be one where we have to tighten up everything on a day-to-day basis. And that's going to allow us to be the kind of football team that we want to be.
Hello again, Irish fans, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Notre Dame Football with Brian Kelly. I'm Jack Nolan. The season finale at USC was a microcosm of the 2016 football season for Notre Dame. The Irish were again competitive, gaining 408 yards of total offense to 412 for USC. But self-inflicted wounds, including a pick six and allowing USC's Adoree Jackson to return 2 kicks for touchdowns, proved to be too tough to overcome in a 45-27 loss to the Trojans. 55 of the 61 players on the current Notre Dame depth chart have eligibility remaining. 43 of those players have at least 2 years remaining, including freshman Julian Love, who led Notre Dame in tackling against USC with 9 stops, including half a tackle for loss and a forced fumble.
Early on in the year, our defense, we weren't playing with confidence at all. We didn't know the ins and outs, and tackling was a big issue. And we felt like the younger guys, especially, that has changed. We learned all this stuff, and you can't necessarily learn these skills through practice because it's just getting out there and doing it for yourself. And I think that is so key. And then going forward, we know what to expect, and we know how to get better.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.
USC opened the scoring with a field goal on the first possession of the game, but the Irish answered with a lightning-quick touchdown, set up by a 74-yard Josh Adams run, the longest run of the season for Notre Dame.
Notre Dame running, breaking into open field and on the way. Josh Adams, foot race on. Josh Adams is a big-time winner. He dives down to the goal line, and they're going to rule him out of bounds inside the 1-yard line.
Yeah, I thought, running the football was going to be key in this game because, number one, we wanted to try to eat some clock and keep them off the field. They're obviously a great offense. I thought the physical toughness, I thought the offensive line exhibited that as well. Mike McGlinchey playing with a broken hand for 3 quarters. There was that grit that you're looking for, and I thought that was on display. And it was Josh, but it was all 3 backs when they were in there were running with that kind of chip on their shoulder, that kind of extra yard, and hopefully the sense of urgency that we saw today is one that we can build on and as we move towards next season. So running the football was huge. So I thought, if we could do that, we'd have a great chance of getting this thing into the 4th quarter. So getting that score immediately, I thought was a big momentum piece for us.
USC a field goal, Notre Dame a touchdown. Here's a swing pass to the far side, looking to turn upfield, and Notre Dame, do they make the stop? And let's see, they're going to rule it out. A 12-yard gain and a first down for USC. A great play by Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, a couple of things there. First of all, we're in a great situation. We drop 8. We're in good position. We lose contain on the play, and that's one that we've got to simply make the play. We've got 2 guys in good position to make a tackle. I know Adoree Jackson is an outstanding player, but I thought the defensive call was outstanding. Now we come back on the next one and we put a defensive call on that maybe wasn't the right call in that situation, but we still let the ball outside the defense. If we keep the ball inside the defense, we minimize that. So I think in both of those instances, we were in position to make a play, and we just didn't.
Kaiser stands in. He looks, fires the ball downfield. Intercepted. This will go for a USC touchdown. Ajene Harris picks off Kaiser.
He knows better in that situation. You know, we're running a Z-sticks play where we've got an inside read route and an outside read. And, you know, he stepped up in the pocket. Anytime you do that, the ball's got to get outside because you're going to be late inside out. And, again, probably a ball he'd like to have back.
Just 17 seconds before the pick six, the Irish had given up a 55-yard punt return for touchdown. The two scores turned a 10-7 deficit into a 24-7 deficit for Notre Dame at halftime. The visitors' locker room at the LA Coliseum is small with no area large enough for the entire team to gather in. So to ensure every player could hear his halftime message, Coach Kelly kept his team on the field at the start of halftime.
It's so difficult. It's all chopped up in here, and you can't get the eyes of your football team. It was important that I got a chance to get the message to them in terms of what I wanted, and I wanted to come out and fight in the second half. Down 24-7, it was important that we score in the first drive. We deferred for the first time this year, and the reason for that is that I wanted the second half to be a lot different than what it had been in the past, and that was I wanted to attack in the second half.
The Irish got the quick start they needed at the start of the second half when freshman Julian Love forced a fumble on a 52-yard Tyler Newsome punt, and freshman Troy Pride recovered the ball on the USC 40-yard line. That set up a 14-yard Deshaun Kaiser to Chris Fink touchdown pass that got the Irish back in the game at 24-14.
But instead, they go right to Dory Jackson, and here he comes. Penalty marker thrown. Dory Jackson reverses his field, and he's going to be taken down to the 41-yard line. Ball came out. Notre Dame gets the turnover now, and the Irish, instead of losing the ball or turning it over on a punt, will have the ball first and 10 at the 40-yard line of USC.
Really big play for us, and again, gets us great field position, gets us in a position where now, you know, our guys are starting to feel the momentum switch back to us in the second half, which had always been going against us in other games. We're now able to capture a little bit of that momentum in the third quarter.
3rd and 8. Here is Kaiser standing in. He throws. He hits an underneath man, turning the corner, going up, going in. Touchdown, Notre Dame. Chris Fink on a shallow cross.
Here, another drive route where he makes a couple people miss, gets a nice block by Dexter Williams, and gets into the end zone. And obviously he's doing a great job for us in terms of special teams as well.
Trailing 31-14 later in the quarter, the Irish again pulled back to within 10 points of the Trojans on the strength of a couple of big Deshaun Kaiser pass completions, a 40-yarder to Equanimous St. Brown, and a 29-yard touchdown toss to Kevin Stefferson.
Kaiser looks, long ball downfield, receivers out there. Diving catch beautifully executed by the Irish inside the 45-yard line and down to the 43 as Equanimous St. Brown. Here's a pump fake and now a home run ball. Man is out there for Notre Dame. Touchdown Irish! Kevin Stefferson. Great pump fake by the quarterback Kaiser. Throws the defense, and then he lofts a perfect throw to Stefferson.
We had the double move on EQ, you know, a little bit better throw, and we'll probably score the touchdown right there, but EQ makes a nice catch. We come back with a couple of runs, physical runs again, that moves the ball now in a position where Dory Jackson was going to be biting on this slant route. We were just holding for it when we got the right opportunity. KJ does a nice job. It was kind of interesting. It was very similar to the play that we ran against Virginia when Will Fuller was late coming off the ball. And because of that, the corner jumped hard inside, and we were able to double move, and it was a great throw and a great catch.
Now he hands off on a running play, near side run. USC runner fumbles the ball, and looks like Notre Dame has it. Signal on the field is fumble and Notre Dame recovery, but
after further review, it has been determined that number 28 was guilty of a targeting foul. It'll be USC's ball.
The opportunity to get the football back, you know, the fumble that got overturned. Now USC's got the ball on the 9-yard line, and they go and score, and now they separate themselves. Obviously, we thought we got the ball back. We got a chance now to drive the ball back down. That was a huge part of the game. Many teams, I think, would have probably packed it in somewhere in the mid-season, but, you know, the senior class, the captains, you know, it's Notre Dame. They've got a lot of pride when they put that jersey on and they put that helmet on, that then when they come out on the field that they're representing not only the university but the tradition of excellence at Notre Dame. And so they played hard, not only that they represent what we are about, the Fighting Irish, but they represented themselves. And so, yeah, we have to play better, there's no question, but I think there's a lot that we can take moving forward, a fight. They care. And I think we'll have a football team that has a good foundation for future success.
Notre Dame offensive tackle Mike McGlinchey has started each of his last 26 games for the Fighting Irish. In 2014 and 15, McGlinchey started at right tackle, but this season made the switch to the challenging and important left tackle position. Mike has played well enough to be listed as a first-round pick in NFL mock drafts. But there have also been flaws in McGlinchey's play this season, flaws Mike vows to correct by returning for his final season of eligibility next season. Recently, Mike sat down with Inside Notre Dame Football to talk about his style of play and the influences that helped him get to Notre Dame.
I think Mike McGlinchey is a hard-nosed, tough offensive lineman that's willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Turn it on!
Hey, CJ, let's go, baby.
It's not about accolades or anything like that. It's just about bringing that personal pride, being the guy that's the hardest worker, the toughest on the field, and the guy that cares the most about his teammates. And I think that's who I want to be, and that's who I've become on the football field.
Let's go, D-boys. Start with a bang, baby. Let's go.
I grew up in Philadelphia. I was a part of a huge football family. Playing high school ball at William Penn Charter in Philadelphia was a special experience and one that I would never trade away. When I got to high school, after my freshman year, I was playing tight end at the time, and my older cousin John was getting recruited. My uncle decided it was a good idea for me to come up to the camp with him just for experience and stuff, and I wound up going through a couple workouts with him up there, catching balls for John, and then they kind of took me aside and put me through a individual workout, and after that they kind of said, yeah, we're gonna offer you a scholarship, and my aha moment in football was definitely that.
Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done.
Well, I grew up an Irish Catholic kid, pretty religious family, and every Saturday we would always be watching football, but we'd be either watching my cousin Matt at Boston College, or I would be watching NBC on Saturday watching the Irish. And ever since I started getting recruited, I always kind of was holding out for the Notre Dame offer because that was the place that I really wanted to go. And I always grew up as a little kid saying, I'm gonna play there one day, I'm gonna put that golden hat on and go play football there. And once the offer finally came when Coach Easton got the job here, first visit I committed. So it was everything I ever dreamt it would be, and it's been the best decision of my life.
Stay up. Stay up. Stay up. Hey, stay up.
Being named the captain of the University of Notre Dame football team is something that's, it speaks for itself. I'm so grateful and honored that Coach Kelly gave me that opportunity, and something I'll always treasure, and it's been a great ride so far, and can't wait to continue it. There's no greater feeling than playing for Notre Dame. Running out of the tunnel for 81,000, whether you're a freshman or a captain, it doesn't change. It's even cooler now that I get to walk into the center of the field and kind of encompass it all in at the coin toss. It just amplifies how lucky I am playing with the guys that I get to play with, and they get coached by the coaches I get to be coached by. And it's the greatest football tradition in the world, and I'm so blessed to be able to be a part of it.
Sophomore wide receiver Miles Boykin just completed his first season on the field and shows flashes of what he expects to be a very productive future for him as a player for Notre Dame. Boykin caught 6 passes this season for 81 yards and a touchdown, an 18-yard reception against Virginia Tech. He is also successfully competing in the classroom in the Mendoza College of Business. Earlier this season, our friends at Bleacher Report followed Boykin through a typical day on campus for the Illinois native.
If I was you, I'd be dying to be a reflection of the person that you're seeing in me. Like I was born anew, but I'm deceived by the sea, and I will concede until I'm achieving my dreams. So I'm flying, and if you hear me, I'm gone. I'm flying home. Now put your hands up, flying home, back to the space I'm from. If you understand that you already know, the same way you came with the same way you're going. Say it. I'm going home. I'm going home. And if you hear me,
Notre Dame's partnership with Under Armour enables the football program to ensure the players are provided with the best equipment available. As we go to break, here's a look at where all that gear is organized and stored, the Notre Dame Football Equipment Room.
Okay, I come through your city, I come through your town.
And here come the Irish.
When I say I come through your city, I come through your town. We gon' shut it down, shut it down, shut it down. We gon' shut it down.
Touchdown Irish.
We gon' shut it down. I say I come through your city, I come through your town. We gon' shut it down.
Favorite all-time movie?
Hot Rod.
First car you ever drove?
F-250.
One thing the public would be surprised to learn about you?
I'm a huge fan of my truck.
What is your favorite spot at Notre Dame?
Dome.
Player on the team most like you?
I don't know, that's a tough one. Probably Cole Luke, honestly.
Thoughts on plans for a video board inside Notre Dame Stadium?
Super hype about it.
Best nickname on the team and who has it?
It's gotta be Terry Gillery.
Thing you hear from Coach Hudson the most in practice?
He just gives us tons of energy. I don't know a particular comment.
Toughest player to tackle on the team?
Josh.
Which is better, a sack or an interception?
Ooh, never had an interception, so I'll go sack.
What does it mean to be a captain?
To honor, privilege.
Best singer on the team?
Corey.
Best dancer on the team?
Tori.
Best dresser on the team?
I'm gonna say me.
Worst dresser on the team?
Probably me.
Best thing about playing for Notre Dame?
Probably the fans and, just the opportunity to play in such a unique stadium and environment.
Isaac Rochelle, you have again completed the 60-second drill.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's time now for the experts at TireRack.com question of the week for Coach Kelly. This week's question comes from Sean Hilgendorf of South Bend. Coach, what is the best or most unusual pregame ritual you have seen from a player while at Notre Dame?
Probably the guys that like to race into the locker room and get out onto the field, and have prayer, or just get out on the field before anybody else can. I mean, they run into the locker room, and that ritual has started well before I was here. But it almost becomes a point where guys are falling down to get in the locker room by running into the locker room so they can get out on the field.
That will do it for this week's show. The Inside Notre Dame Football season wrap-up show will hit the air over the Christmas holidays. Next week, Inside Notre Dame Basketball with Mike Bray will make its season debut on this channel and take a look at the first 7 games of the men's basketball season. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and as always, go Irish.
Inside Notre Dame Football is presented by TireRack.com and brought to you by Team Notre Dame partners, Coca-Cola, Under Armour, and Gatorade. Inside Notre Dame Football is also brought to you by Bank of America, Canon, Xfinity, Delta Airlines, proud to be the official airline of Notre Dame Athletics, Nissan, Notre Dame Federal Credit Union, Sirius XM Satellite Radio, and UPS.